We set up an experiment to answer a question that may have been on your mind, if only subconsciously, since high school. If you're good looking, how much can you really get away with? If you thought somebody was attractive, would you overlook a bad personality? And if so, how bad? Here's ABC's Juju Chang with what we're calling a Nightline Love Lab.
We're at the World Bar in New York City for a speed dating event. 8 men, 7 women, and just 8 minutes to decide if there's a love connection. But what no one knows is that today there's a ringer in their midst. Meet Lindsay. She's a professional actress.
Generally, a guy who's interested in you just for your looks doesn't ask you any questions, just kind of like, hey.
This story all started with an online dating profile that went viral a couple of months ago. Aaron Carter fan. Appearance? Fabulous. Personality? Not so much. Favorite pastimes? Knocking cups out of the hands of the homeless and tricking boyfriends into thinking she's pregnant. She turned out to be a social experiment conjured up by a comedy writer.
I wanted to see if there was a lower limit to how awful a human being could be before men would not message her on online dating sites.
Evidently, there's no lower limit. Almost 1,000 men still wanted to date her. With nearly 40% of American singles looking for love online, relationship coach Donna Barnes says men just can't help themselves.
It all starts visually for a man as far as attracting.
You say visual, I say shallow.
Okay, so men are shallow online, but surely they wouldn't be as blinded by beauty in person. Well, we decided to find out. Which brings us back to the World Bar and our ringer, Lindsay. Tonight, we've asked her to be not just beautiful, but obnoxious in that same special Aaron Carter fan way.
One time I did sleep with my college roommate's boyfriend, but I couldn't help it, he was hot. He actually looked kind of like you.
At the end of the night, they'd have a chance to decide who they'd be willing to date again. Will they choose our despicable beauty?
My friends call me the goddess.
She's not going to make it easy. Mike is taken aback.
I try to play it out. Is it?
But Macho takes it right in stride.
They call me the goddess.
From what I'm getting from you is a confidence, but is not arrogance. So,
Thanks.
it's a good thing.
Lindsay's date seems to be looking for a positive spin.
Arrogant and manipulative things, and he's like, I like that you're blunt.
People aren't themselves when they first meet somebody because they're trying to put on the person that they think that you're going to like.
Right.
So I think it is refreshing on some level to have somebody just go, hey, look, this is me. Take it or leave it.
And when she lays her gold-digging line on this guy,
I want to meet a guy that, he can take care of me.
he plays it cool.
Working
Sugar daddy?
hard, making it happen.
Yeah.
Well, but sugar daddy in the right way,
No fur coat and hat. I got it.
No, for me, yes.
Yeah, for you, yes.
Her next date, Steven, tries to take it as a joke.
A man who can, take care of me. That's kind of my goal.
Well, yeah.
I'm not trying to work for him.
Nobody's trying to work for him.
No.
I would like to retire and just play basketball every day.
Although this guy actually tries to talk her out of it.
Wouldn't you be bored, if you didn't have anything to do all day?
I could I'm not going to sit around and eat bonbons.
Yeah, what would you do, with your time?
You could get up, go work out, go shopping, meet up with friends, go grocery shopping, cook a nice dinner.
Cheers.
She says she'd be a happy housewife, even though it's not entirely clear she'd be content.
I miss partying and being wild and hooking up with random people. Those were the days. Just kidding, but not. I'm Lindsay.
But there's one guy who seems a match for her in awfulness.
I like to think of myself as a goddess.
You know what? That's really ironic. I like to think of myself as a god.
Really?
I do. I'm Zeus. You can be my Aphrodite.
Okay, we have a confession to make. We hired this guy too. It didn't seem fair to just test men. Maybe women are just as shallow. Meet Jared.
You've even got that thing.
The clef.
Yeah.
And now it's a good thing, but
Now
in
it's a good
school they
thing.
called it a butt chin.
How will these women deal with the male equivalent of Aaron Carter fan?
I mean, I'm the king of the castle, right? And the king of the castle needs his queen. And I'm sorry, the queen's got to stay at home to make sure the castle looks good.
We're about to find out as Jared begins by complimenting himself.
I feel like I look incredible, wrinkles aside, which make me look distinguished. I'm owning it.
I need another drink.
Christine is not charmed.
It's not good.
Are we fighting?
I think we're really fighting.
All right. Daniela.
And when Jared isn't being self-absorbed, he's trying to convince these women that their place is in the kitchen.
The thing that you like about salsa dancing, where men can lead in the dance, do you feel that that also is a good thing to have for life? Not necessarily that the man is the leader, but that the man is the provider.
Daniela isn't buying it.
Not necessarily, to be honest. Like, I've done my studies. I think I can take care of myself. I like to have my space in life.
Sure.
Clearly, she's not interested.
How you doing?
But Alexandria is more receptive.
Best friend.
Best friend.
Girlfriend comes on to you. Is it your responsibility to keep her faithful to her boyfriend?
He's trying to convince her that cheating is okay.
That she is not being satisfied by someone, and I can satisfy that person, and I'm interested in doing so.
You make a very valid point, sir.
Could Alexandria be doing the same thing the guys were doing? Excusing bad behavior just because someone's good looking? If so, she was the only one, because when we tallied up the results, 3 men thought Lindsay was worth a second date. But sure enough, Alexandria was the only woman who wanted to go out again with our Mr. Opinionated and arguably sexist undercover dater.
No, actually, I didn't think he was obnoxious at all. The way he explained himself, I ended up actually agreeing with him at the end. Not because I found him attractive, but because of the way he presented the material.
She happens to work for ABC, though we promised she was not in on the experiment. Remember Daniela? She definitely wasn't buying Jared's arguments.
He seemed a little bit, like, not really crazy. I think that said too much, but like that he wants to experience different things.
As for the men, Trevor was one of 5 guys who wanted no part of Lindsay.
I just thought she was a gold digger.
Giving women everywhere some hope that men aren't completely driven by looks alone.
It's funny because there are a lot of women who are gold diggers, and she was just a little bit more obvious about it than most.
Overall, she was nice to me, I would say, but one thing that alarmed me was she said that she wanted a guy to take care of her.
Our actors felt those alarms should have been more obvious.
3 guys picked Lindsay.
Nice.
I mean, I'm not surprised it's not more because I really did feel like I was being undesirable.
I'm happy that my number is low, because like that behavior shouldn't be rewarded.
Were you surprised by the results? I'm not particularly surprised. I have faith in women, hopefully, that they have a little more depth, I hate to say, in choosing a partner.
Though in fairness, our unscientific experiment may not have been totally balanced.
I think Jared was more obnoxious and more agitated, and he even just was, his body language was different. If Lindsay was even looking the way she was, but she wasn't smiling so much and she wasn't making eye contact with them when she was talking, she probably wouldn't get the same response either.
Does that make sense?
Turns out, when men are ready to settle down and have a real relationship, they want beauty that's more than skin deep.
When you're really looking for a relationship, men are looking for a lot more than just looks. Yes, they need to be attracted to that person, but then there needs to be substance to back that up.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck, Jared.
For Nightline, I'm Juju Chang in New York.